What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of La Liga Career Mode. This is episode number 25, and guys, please settle in and prepare for, well, my favourite episode of the save so far. I cannot wait for you guys to experience this. If you want, pause the video, go get a cup of tea, a drink, a sandwich, something to eat, whatever, and enjoy this absolute roller coaster. I can't wait, man. Literally, as soon as I finished playing, I had to edit. As soon as I finished editing, I had to record the audio. I can't wait. Let's bring it on. So, on the back of the last game, the last episode, a massive victory over Real Sociedad. We're now with 11 games to go in the league. We've cut the gap on them to just the 1 point as they sit in the top 4. We're only 2 points behind Barca in third as well, and the Champions League dream is now on. The question is, with 11 games to go, can we maintain our good form? Haven't lost in La Liga in the calendar year thus far. Can we pull off the impossible, or will we succumb to that late, poor end of season form you often get in FIFA Career Mode? Well, first game of today's episode, SD Eibar, newly promoted to La Liga. First goal scorer of today's episode, Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck, and Eibar opens the scoring. We trail by a goal in Andalusia, and it seems as though that long unbeaten run is going to end. 18 minutes on the clock in a game where I hadn't played especially well. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Antonio, he's one of our own. VR levels it, equalising goal, 1-1, and we find the goal to give us a point in the closing stage of the game. There's no doubt about it. It's a disappointing slip up, but it could have been much worse. Bailed out by the wonder kid Antonio VR with the leveller, giving us a point. And you know, after that moment there, ordinarily there's like one late leveler from the Wonder Kid, or a game winner from the Wonder Kid, or something like that in an episode, or, you know, a free draw or something thrilling. When I ended that game there, I was thinking that might be the most interesting moment of the episode. That, you know, Antonio VR coming up clutch as he's done a few times in his young career so far. Boy, how wrong was I. Second game of today's episode, we're in the Balearic Islands. It's RCD Mallorca away, and you know, this was going to be a banker for Mallorca. Why is that? They're rock bottom of the table. We lost to them last season here when they were bottom. 3 minutes into the game, we're behind as well. They beat us at home this year. They're going for the double on us this season. And there's no doubt about it. With the way FIFA CM feels at times, I felt as though I was going to come against prime Barcelona once again. I've mentioned it before, and I talked about it in the reverse fixture when Mallorca beat us 2-0. I don't know what it is, but look... Look at that! A scorpion kick through ball, which, had it not been for a great save by Maximiano, would have resulted in the greatest assist you've ever seen. Oh my goodness, Mallorca tearing me apart in the opening stages. We're down by a goal, didn't get that many chances. Our best one fell 33 minutes in. Antonio, who scored the leveller against Eibar, smacking the post there, and Mallorca would eventually clear. 64 minutes into the game, we're still down by a goal. Antonio was the guy I was looking for, though, the only player in white making the difference, and with 25 minutes on the clock, he does it again. Antonio gets on the end of a failed clearance from a corner and bends one in from 20 yards to give us the equalising goal. Sometimes this kid just has to show everyone why he's the biggest wonder kid in Spanish football and, let's be honest, European football as well. We know he's going for that assist record set by Lionel Messi. He's only 2 away from doing that, but in these games here, taking matters into his own hands. 2 goals in 2 games. It's Mallorca 1, Granada 1, and we have the leveller. With 81 minutes to go, I still felt Mallorca were going to win this game, man. Whilst they hadn't caused me that many problems in the second half, these guys, I just can't stand playing them. We lost to them last season. We lost to them at home this season. They're bottom of the table, but you know how it goes in FIFA Career Mode. Go away to top of the league, you might win 3-0. Take on bottom of the league, who've had like 1 win all season long, and you just know you're going to struggle. Mallorca 2, Granada 1. They are back in front for the second time in the game. 6 minutes on the clock, still down by a goal. Desperate to find one late leveller. And he's done it again! He's done it again! This is incredible! Antonio, the 17-year-old, with an incredible thunderbolt from just inside the area. I love this celebration from Maximiano. I rarely get to see a goalkeeper of mine celebrate like that for a late leveler or a late winner, but the credit really deserves to go to 3 players, not just Antonio. Sugawara for that incredible interception, Randy with the awareness and the vision for the back heel, and also the Wonder Kid for the finish as well. All 3 players playing a huge part in that goal. They're not allowing Mallorca to clear the ball and pass out from the back. That interception by Sugawara was huge. That back heel by Nteka was huge. That finish by VR, well, it's huge as well, isn't it? Yeah, Antonio Villar's brace saw him pick up now goals 11 and 12 for the season as he single-handedly clawed us out a point in that game away in the Balearic Islands against Mallorca. And, you know, I talked about this before, man. Like, those are the things that, like, champions or the greats, they just have to do it. You know, when you're not playing well, when you're not on your game, when you're the weaker team, or well, not the weaker team, but you've played the worst performance compared to your opponents, you just have to find a way to scrape out the win or even just a point. Unfortunately, back-to-back slip-ups does now mean we go 5 points behind Real Sociedad and we're 3 behind Betis with 9 games to go in 5th. Now, as things stand, European football does still seem quite likely. 9 games to go. Destiny is firmly in our own hands. We're in 6th place right now. We know that 7th is probably going to give Europa Conference League football as well. That's because the Copa del Rey finalists, by the way, are Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. That final comes at the end of this month here, and those 2 teams are in the top 4 right now. So 7th does indicate it will be a guaranteed Europa Conference League spot unless Barca or Atletico go on an absolute free-fall, which is incredibly unlikely. So you look at our fixtures for April, and there's no doubt about it. The biggest of games aren't the ones above us. You know, we've got Betis and Atletico, but I'm looking there at Getafe and Levante. Getafe, who have been climbing up the table to start putting the pressure on for an outside shot of European football, and Levante, who have been locked in 8th and are desperate to climb into the top 7. But for the 3rd game of today's episode, it just gets more dramatic. Real Betis away from home, in front of us in the table right now and heading into this clash, 6th versus 5th. Oh my god! I mean, the Wonder Kid lately has taken his game to another level. When that ball was in mid-flight, I swear, I raised my left arm, took it off the controller. I was about to celebrate the goal of the save from 24 yards, hits the crossbar, Betis would scramble it away. And in the first half, to be fair, between 5th and 6th, with not many chances, both teams desperate to get into the top 4 come the end of the season, it was Vitinha who would open the scoring. We know how good this kid is, the Portuguese playmaker. He is sensational in this year's FIFA career. I'm desperate to try him out myself one day. Haven't used him this year, but he's so good, especially against me. Makes it 1-0, but 3 minutes after the restart. Oh, it's the kid to the vet. It's another assist for Antonio Villar. You've just seen his 21st of the season to put him level with Lionel Messi with 21 assists, a record in La Liga. Only 1 now needed to set the new record, but what a ball by VR. Beats his man with a fake on it. See you later, mate. Give me that space. And Ruben Rashina, 12 yards out, just past the penalty spot. I mean, how about that for the coolest of finishes on the weaker right foot? That's veteran composure, that is, right now. Doesn't just blaze it over the bar, puts his laces for it. No, just casually strokes it in. Weaker right foot, side foot. 1-1 back on level terms, but the equaliser would not last long. Just a few minutes afterwards, Sergio Canales puts Betis back in front, and I was thinking, goodness gracious me, I just can't defend, and against this Betis high-powered offence, I just can't stop them. They're back in front, it's 2-1, and in the closing stage of the game, stoppage time, I was thinking, here we go. We've rode our luck in the past 2 games, but the unbeaten run is going to end today. One final chance in stoppage time. And the run gets extended and continues off the bench. Randy and Nteka. Oh my god, I was having a heart attack at this moment. The lad in from Vallecano in the summer gives us the leveller. And the streak survives, and you see what it means to our number 1 as well. And what a couple of moments in a couple of games for our new number 17, the replacement for Carlos Bacca. The backheel assist for the leveller against Mallorca for VR. This time Antonio repays the favour, rolls the ball through. Randy beats the last man. 4th in 9 as our super sub gives us a point, prevents Betis from extending the gap on us. right now in 5th, and we claim a priceless point away from home. What an incredible finish for the second game in a row, and we get ourselves a crucial point. And once again, sort of stats there, very, very even, very balanced, and I'll say it once again, that's what you gotta do. That's what you need to do. Grind it out. Just do something, anything, whatever it takes to grab a result of some sort, and I'll take it. And of course, the bonus was knowing that, to be honest, it was so funny. I didn't realise this until after the game because the adrenaline totally got to me. That through ball by Antonio that fed Nteka through, obviously, is an assist. And that's his 22nd of the season, and you've just seen it. History made in La Liga. He's literally just turned 18. I'm gonna, be all immersive here and say that was on his 18th birthday. But Lionel Messi's record stands for 4 years. It's gone. Antonio VR. I said that he might break the assist record this year in his first full season in pro football after what he did last year in half a year. He's done it. VR, the wonder kid. 18 years old, and he's just set a new assist record in La Liga. But to be honest, after Nteka scored the goal, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even realise it, to be honest, because I was just going absolutely ballistic. I was like, this is incredible! Get in! Huge point. But 3 draws in a row, and we know now top 4 looks incredibly unlikely. 3 points from 9, only a third of the points picked up in 3 games where, well, 2 of which should have been wins for sure. Heading into the 4th game today. Well, like I mentioned it earlier, sometimes you can go to bottom place in the league and only grind out a point in the final few minutes, like we just did. But then you can take on a team that's far stronger than you, and you just seem to know how to beat them. Heading into the game, it was the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. We've got the best goal-scoring record in the division. No one scored more goals than us. Atletico Madrid have got the best defensive record in the division. No one's conceded fewer goals than them. So who was going to come out on top in this game here? The best defence versus the best attack. Well, what a start. Early on into the game, a few games have had a goal for Luis Javier Suarez, but now back on the score sheet. The Colombian doesn't go on many goal droughts, and he's already ended his mini one here. Great goals put us in front, rounding Jan Oblak and turning it from a close range. And how about this from Luis Maximiano? 10 minutes after the restart, I've talked about it since Pepe Reina came in. The improvement in his game has been just incredible to watch. He's such a better shot stopper now, makes a lot fewer errors as well. Brilliant double save as we held on to the 1-goal lead there, and then 58 minutes in after Azuni goes down. He's been in the wars lately, Azuni. Another little knock there. Carries on, the play carries on, we win it back. Azuni storms down the right hand side, beats Di Lorenzo, whips one in, and Luis Milla just past the hour mark, doubles our lead, and our energy, box to box, driving heartbeat of this team, who I love to pieces. Why we rejected bids from Barcelona and Valencia, there's your reason why. This guy comes up big in big games and he scores the dagger, and that would do it. The immovable, the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Who comes out on top? The unstoppable force. No one stops Granada. We get the 2-0 victory, Mia with a goal and an assist in the game as we get the big 3 points. And after no wins in our last 3, I was just thinking that Atletico game, it was all psychological. Heading into it, if we lose that game, no wins in 4, 3 points picked up from 12, sliding down the table massively, and this would be the bad run of form you always get at some point during the season, often towards the end of it. Instead, talk about responding to adversity. 2-0 victory over Atletico, and we keep our Champions League dreams alive. So for the final game of today's episode, in an absolutely incredible run of fixtures, Elche away. Can we get back-to-back wins for the first time in a while and keep the pressure on the top 4? Well, 10 minutes in, we had the early advantage. 2-2 for Luis Milla, and number 5 with the opener. 11 minutes in, it's assist number 23 for VR. He's already set the record, now he's extending it. Luis Milla, man, I tell you, I talked about who's going to be captain in this team once Rashina drops out of the first 11, most likely from next season onwards. I just don't know, man. Like, the wonder kid, the driving force, the anchor man, the number one who's been so big. I don't know. I mean, I'm tempted to do what I've never done before, which is rotate the armband game after game. I never do that. I always have one official club captain, but I really don't know. I'm going to have to make a decision over the summer for next season, but at this point, it's still anyone's guess who'll be captain. But Maximiano made a great save soon after we opened the scoring, and then VR hit the post for, I believe, the third time in the episode. It's 1-0 at the breakdown. I was thinking, I can't allow Elche back into this game. He had one good chance. Luis bailed me out. I've got to get a second goal, got to get a dagger, and make sure these points are mine. Right from kickoff in the second half. Antonio. Second goal of the game right from kickoff. He assisted Luis in the first half and gets our second himself. Elche 0, Granada 2. Boys, no doubt about it. Back on track when it matters most. 2-0 up against Elche, and I was thinking, okay, alright, should be able to see this game out now. Just make sure we don't concede a cheap goal. Exactly what happens. I mean, that was just absolutely awful. It's 2-1, and I said with Luis Maximiano, man, I love the kid to pieces, man. He's going to be our number one for all the years we're here, but mate, you just got embarrassed there. Sat on the floor as he got rounded, and Elche found a goal. Can't really blame him for the goal, but even so, it's 2-1. Elche desperately pushing for a late leveler, but I'll be honest, despite the fact we had our league cut in half, I still felt we'd see the game out. And when you talk about late goals today, is it any surprise in the final game of the episode, we get another? The kid wraps it up with his second of the game. He's just set the new assist record, and he's just delivered a man of the match display to ensure these points are definitely in the bag. 14th goal of the season, our second top scorer this year, behind one certain Colombian. It's over. Elche 1, Granada 3. The wonder kid does it again. 3-1, the final score. Massive, massive, massive victory there. Back-to-back wins for the first time in a very long time. And for Granada, I was worried after no wins in 3, we were going to go into a free-fall, miss out any chance finishing the top 4. Well, now, with just 6 games to go, the gap is cut to 4 points. Champions League football, still outsiders, but definitely a possibility. Now 10 points clear of Levante with 6 games to go. It does seem now that European football of some sort is almost guaranteed. The question is, with 2 episodes to go and 6 games remaining, can we pull off the grand prize and qualify for the Champions League? Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. My favourite of the save, one of my favourites I've produced in FIFA 22. I loved it from start to finish. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the penultimate episode of Season 2. It features 4 of the final 6 games as we chase that Champions League spot very soon.